Actually, I greet my viewers with another liberal message from such a kind of infamous liberal politologist like Armenak Nouridjanian. At times, CNN new fascist host at Jack Cafferty, he actually promised to help me or something like that, and he actually very much thrown his lot with Republicans, with neo-fascist Republicans. And I believe that CNN used to be sometimes to deceive the public, as its host Anderson Cooper was famously and publicized and advertised by his corporate sponsors. Host declared that most of American children surveyed by some psychologists, unannounced what psychologists were actually expressed racist bias when asked by psychologists if actually found a colored child be unwanted or bad one. So psychologists asked him which of those children, including white, colored, and black, were bad or unwanted. And they showed a few children pointing out to colored, picture of a colored child with CNN program. And but no psychologist ever said that well actually that was what the results of the survey was. Because we never allowed even to speak at with CNN right-wing extremists, neo-fascist programming, which is also touted by right-wing workers or whatever corporate sponsors are with deep pockets. I actually believe that CNN should actually stop lying to public, stop calling Republican actually billionaires, which we are not, because it's incredible lie that he used to say, some of the CNN journalists. They probably rely on public's gullibility, which is very naive thing to do. I mean, public is no more gullible. You know, with latest disasters and right-wing policy and failures, you know, all was eliminated, evaporated with kind of a marsh of gullibility that existed among American public. And I also believe that actually but any decent journalist should actually quote his sources and quote results of its survey, which have never been quoted, and to get and actually establish one's credibility beyond any shadow of doubt. And I believe that before, like CNN Gallup poll was credible source of information. For me, at least, I respected the source of information. But nowadays, we even lie to public with about American 60% of American children being having a racist bias, which is untrue. Those psychologists never said nothing like it in the program, and not a word about it. But it was a lie concocted by the unscrupulous CNN host Anderson Cooper, who used to blame ours for neo-fascism. How about him being promoting racism in America? And this is horrible. In my opinion, as a liberal politologist, I actually oppose it, because I am going to uphold liberal values. I believe liberal values about establishing living minimum wages of $10 an hour, of building more affordable housing, of giving amnesty to non-criminal alien workers, illegal alien workers, and also to withdrawing U.S. troops from Afghanistan, and giving amnesty also to ex-felons, and prohibiting death penalty, establishing higher speedway limit about 20 miles higher for light vehicles, and also I believe that investing more money into education and developing more comprehensive and highly business-oriented programs for education. Some of those programs for education lack credibility and lack business success. For instance, computer graphic course where I studied, and let's say in one of the California community colleges, Antelope Valley College, well, actually lacked even elementary courses to teach students to produce web banners. That actually course provided by Adobe, one of Adobe tutorials, video tutorials. I believe that this was outrageous, and when students were left behind without any tools to achieve any success. So we were doomed to failure as graphic artists, because they didn't know even how to produce the teacher. There was an excellent teacher and was helping students always. When I was Kate McAllister, she was pretty good teacher in terms of teaching students the basics of that computer web development, but they actually developing those login and registration pages and establishing remote databases never taken into consideration. So students were not able even to have a login or registration page for a website. I didn't know how to do that, and even Adobe software like Dreamweaver failed to tackle the issue either, because there was this company Adobe never provided any troubleshooting or any live help to help viewers establish remote databases, because they probably were not interested in doing that, but interested in speculating on educational issue, turning that issue of education into racketeering. One guy I called to consult me on that issue of database, erecting database, login and registration pages for a website, for a private website. Charged me $1,000 just for doing that job. And I believe that it's outrageous that community colleges teach sometimes under the influence of neo-fascists, like the teacher, Kate McAllister. She actually once told yes to one neo-fascist student, Asha, who ordered her to actually drop me from class, because that person probably involved with narcomafia. That woman had personal issues with me, personal problems with me. Well, actually, nowadays I'm just very much certain that that actually always encourage more liberal point of view from American journalists, because it's our actually common goal to be truthful and to be honest and responsible for what we do, to keep them honest, like CNN used to say, their motto. But let's keep journalists honest in the first place, in order to deliver on the promise of objective and highly sophisticated political coverage which journalists deliver. And I also want to comment on that recent games of U.S. soccer team in a World Soccer Cup. Europeans would call it for European football. Yeah, soccer football World Cup in South Africa, where American team hit three balls. It hit actually it hit Slovenians gates 3 times. But the third goal was actually rejected. It wasn't even foul. The commentators didn't find it to be a foul, but it was still rejected and wasn't counted in. So it's sometimes just like that exists, and I believe that U.S. Olympic team, should actually challenge that referee's decision in court, because it definitely was unfair and very biased against American soccer team, but actually hit a very decent and quite honest goal. The third point, a third ball that flew into the gates of the Slovenian team we were playing with, and actually it was never counted in. So it hopefully we will contest it in court, in sports courts. I hope.